Do you know that the moment your feet touch the ground every morning, something shifts in the unseen world? It's not just you waking up. It's a spiritual earthquake that even the devil himself feels. What happens next is something no one has ever warned you about. Because you make hell tremble the moment you rise. I need you to listen very closely right now, because what I'm about to say is not for everyone. If you are comfortable with an ordinary life, if you are content with just fitting in and following the crowd, please click away now. This message is not for you. This is for the 1%. This is for the outcasts, the black sheep, the ones who have always felt like they don't quite belong in this world. I am talking to the ones who walk into a room and instantly feel the atmosphere change, even if they haven't said a word. You have spent years wondering why your life feels so heavy. You look around at other people and their lives seem so simple, so easy. They wake up, they go to work, they come home, and they are happy. But for you, it feels like a constant battle. You wake up tired, even after a full night of sleep. You feel a resistance pushing against you before you've even had your morning coffee. You have asked God, why me? Why is it always so hard for me? You might think you are unlucky. You might think you are cursed. You might even think you are doing something wrong, but I'm here to tell you the truth that the enemy has been trying to hide from you your entire life. You are not cursed. You are marked. The reason your life is difficult is not because you are weak. It is because you are terrifying to the forces of darkness. While you feel ordinary, invisible, and sometimes powerless, the spiritual realm sees you as a titan. The forces of darkness have been tracking you, analyzing your every move, and waiting for you to slip up. They study you because they fear you. They know something about your future that you don't even know yet. By the end of this video, you are going to understand why you have faced so much opposition. You will realize that every attack, every betrayal, and every moment of isolation was actually a confirmation of your power. The devil doesn't fight empty calmness, he fights potential. He only attacks those who are a threat. So, if you have been feeling the heat, it's because you are on fire. Welcome to the truth. Welcome to your awakening. Chosen one, hold on for just a second. I know you usually watch these videos in silence, protecting your energy. But if you already feel a tug in your spirit, do not ignore it. That is your discernment waking up. The enemy loves to keep you disconnected from your source of power, so you miss the signs God is sending. Don't let him win today. Press that subscribe button right now. Not for me, but to signal to the spiritual realm that you are open to receiving these confirmations. Don't scroll past your own blessing. You have probably spent years thinking something is wrong with you. You analyze yourself, thinking you are too sensitive, too intense, or just socially awkward. But what if I told you that the things you call quirks are actually threat indicators to the enemy? The forces of darkness have been watching you, and they have identified 5 specific signs that prove you are dangerous to their agenda. The first sign is your high discernment. You have a built-in lie detector that never fails. You can meet someone that everyone else loves, someone charismatic, popular, and seemingly kind, but your stomach instantly drops. You feel a coldness or a warning signal that you can't explain. While everyone else is charmed by their mask, you see the snake hiding underneath. You aren't judgmental. You are spiritually sharp. You see what others miss because your spirit is allergic to deception. The second sign is the atmosphere shift. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy change immediately? Maybe conversation stops, or you feel a sudden heaviness in the air. This happens because your spirit carries a high voltage. Sometimes this even affects electronics. Street lights might flicker when you walk by, or your phone freezes when you are angry or emotionally charged. This isn't a coincidence. It is your spiritual energy interacting with the physical world. You are a walking power plant, and the static you cause is proof of the power you carry. The third sign involves the innocent, animals and babies. Have you noticed that babies will stare at you in public? They will lock eyes with you and refuse to look away. Animals that are usually shy or aggressive will come up to you calmly. This is because children and animals have not been conditioned by the world yet. They still see with spiritual eyes. They don't see your clothes or your face. They see the light emanating from your soul. They are drawn to the safety and brightness of your spirit. The fourth sign is the sin eater phenomenon. You are the person strangers tell their secrets to. You could be standing in line at the grocery store, and suddenly the person next to you starts pouring out their life story, their trauma, and their deepest pains. They often say, "I don't know why I'm telling you this, They tell you because your spirit feels like a hospital. You unconsciously draw out their pain because you are a natural healer. You are a threat to darkness because you bring light to people's hidden wounds. The final sign is your dream life. You don't just sleep, you travel. Your dreams are vivid, intense, and often prophetic. You have dreamt things days or weeks before they actually happened. You have woken up feeling like you just fought a war all night. This is because your spirit doesn't rest when your body does. God is downloading information, warnings, and strategies to you while you sleep. These aren't random personality traits. These are the marks of a high-ranking spiritual warrior. The devil knows exactly who you are, which is why he's been watching you so closely. Now that you know the diagnosis, you need to understand the surveillance. As you go about your day facing challenges no one else can see, you need to understand that you are under surveillance. The diagnosis in the previous chapter proved you are a threat, and because you are a threat, you are being watched. But here is the chilling reality. The devil rarely watches you himself. He uses agents. In the spiritual world, these are called monitoring spirits. But in your daily life, they look like ordinary people. These agents of darkness are often disguised as friends, co-workers, or even family members. They are the watchers. Their job is to collect data on you. They listen to your dreams, they ask about your plans, and they track your movements. Have you ever noticed that one person who always seems to be around when things go wrong? Or the person who asks a million questions about your life but never shares anything about their own? That is not curiosity. That is an investigation. They are gathering intel to find your breaking point. You need to think about that one person right now. You know who I am talking about. The one who stares at you a little too long. The one who stalks your social media stories within minutes of you posting but never likes or comments on anything. They are waiting. They are waiting for you to slip up, waiting for you to falter, waiting for the marriage to fail or the business to crash. They want to be the first to witness your fall so they can report back that the chosen one has finally broken. But why are they so obsessed with you? This is the part that will change how you see your enemies. It is not hate, it is envy. The devil is obsessed with the light inside you because he lost his own light eons ago. When these agents look at you, they see a reflection of the glory they can never have. They hate you because you have a connection to the source that they have been cut off from. Your very existence reminds them of their eternal defeat. They watch you because you are unpredictable. The enemy can predict the moves of people who live in fear, but he cannot predict someone who walks by faith. You confuse them. They throw obstacles in your path expecting you to quit, but you keep walking. They send storms expecting you to drown, but you learn to swim. This resilience drives them mad. So, the next time you feel those eyes on you at work, or you sense that fake energy from a friend, do not get angry. Do not let it drain you. Instead, realize that you are the main event. If you weren't important, they wouldn't be watching. They are the audience. You are the one with the power. But be careful, because when the enemy realizes he cannot destroy you with surveillance, he tries a different tactic. He tries to isolate you. If you believe that a legion of warrior angels has been assigned to guard your home from the enemy's attacks, type 444 to activate your spiritual security system right now. Have you noticed your circle getting smaller lately? Year by year, friend by friend, the people around you have drifted away. You used to be surrounded by a crowd, but now the phone doesn't ring as much. You stopped getting invited to the parties. You find yourself spending Friday nights alone, wondering where everyone went. It feels like rejection. It feels like you are being punished. You have probably looked in the mirror and asked, "What is wrong with me? Why can't I keep friends?" I need you to hear this clearly. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not being punished. You are being protected. This is not a season of loneliness. It is a season of divine isolation. Here is the spiritual reality of what just happened to your social life. God cleared the table. He removed those people from your life because he heard conversations you didn't hear. He saw the text messages you didn't see. He saw what they said about you the moment you left the room. You thought they were your support system, but God saw they were anchors dragging you down. The devil tried to surround you with snakes disguised as gardeners. He wanted to plant people close to you who would choke out your dreams with doubt, jealousy, and subtle sabotage. If God had allowed them to stay, they would have poisoned your future. So, God did the only thing he could to save you. He separated you. He made things awkward. He caused the arguments. He allowed the distance to grow. He didn't lose those friends for you. He removed them from you. You need to stop crying over people who were never assigned to your destiny. You were trying to drag people up a mountain who were only built for the valley. The higher you go, the thinner the air gets, and not everyone can breathe at your altitude. Look at the crowd. The crowd follows the broad, easy path. It is crowded there because it requires no growth, no sacrifice, and no courage. But you are one of the chosen. You walk the narrow path. The narrow path is lonely because it is designed for leaders, not followers. Pigeons flock together in the thousands, fighting over scraps on the ground. But eagles fly alone. They fly at heights no other bird can reach. Your isolation is the incubator for your power. It is in this silence that you will find your voice. It is in this solitude that you will find your strength. God has cleared the distractions so he can finally talk to you without interruption. So, stop trying to force your way back into circles you have outgrown. Embrace the solitude. It is proof that you are being prepared for something massive. But remember, isolation is also where the enemy attacks your mind with memories of the past, trying to make you doubt your resilience. I need to speak to the person who is listening to this with a heavy heart. I see you. You are so used to fighting battles by yourself that you think you have to be the lone wolf forever. But look at this. You didn't find this video by mistake. If this message is healing a wound you've been hiding for years, don't leave without joining us. Hit that subscribe button. It's time you stopped walking through this warfare alone. Your true spiritual family is right here, waiting to walk with you. I want you to go back in your mind right now. Go back to that one specific moment in your past when you thought it was truly over. Maybe it was the night you sat on the edge of your bed staring at the floor, feeling a pain in your chest, so heavy you could barely breathe. Maybe it was the day the bank account hit zero, or the day the person you trusted most walked out the door without looking back. You remember the darkness, don't you? You remember feeling like you had fallen into a hole so deep that no sunlight could ever reach you again. In that moment, the enemy was celebrating. The forces of darkness were gathered around you, waiting for the final collapse. They expected you to give up. They expected you to turn to addiction, to bitterness, or to surrender to the despair. According to their calculations, you should have broken. You had every reason to quit. No one would have blamed you if you stayed down. But then, you did something that confused the entire spiritual realm. You stood up. You wiped your face. You drank a glass of water. You went to work. You took care of your kids. You kept moving. That decision, that one specific choice to keep going when you had nothing left, was recorded in the spiritual realms as an anomaly. An anomaly is something that deviates from the standard rule. The rule of the world is that when people are crushed, they stay crushed. But you defied the physics of the spiritual world. You refused to break. You didn't know it then, but that was the moment everything changed. That moment of resilience sent a shockwave through the enemy's camp. The devil realized then that he couldn't destroy you with pain. If he could have killed you, he would have done it by now. Think about it. He threw his worst weapons at you. He attacked your finances, your relationships, your health, and your mind. He fired every shot he had, and yet you are still here. You are still breathing. You are still watching this video. The fact that you are alive right now is the ultimate proof of the devil's failure. Your very breath is an act of defiance. You are walking evidence that God's protection is stronger than the enemy's plot. You didn't just survive the storm, you became the storm. The enemy learned that day that you are made of something he cannot crush, and because he couldn't break you with pain, he had to change his strategy. He had to try something more subtle, something more seductive. He had to try to buy you. When the enemy realized he couldn't break you with pain, he switched tactics immediately. He realized your tolerance for suffering was too high. You were like a rock that wouldn't crack no matter how hard he hit it. So, he stopped using the stick and started using the carrot. He tried to break you with pleasure. He tried to buy you. You might not have recognized it at the time, but think back to a moment when a perfect opportunity appeared out of nowhere. It looked like the answer to all your prayers. Maybe it was a way to make fast money, but it required you to bend the truth or hurt someone else. Maybe it was a relationship with someone who had everything: looks, money, status, but they asked you to compromise your morals. They wanted you to lower your standards to fit into their world. It was the classic shortcut. The devil whispered, "I will give you everything you want. All you have to do is bow down. All you have to do is look the other way. Just sign the paper. Just take the cash. Just stay in the toxic relationship for the security." It was a test. It was the same test he gave in the wilderness. He wanted to see if your soul was up for sale, but you did something that made the kingdom of darkness tremble. You said no. You looked at the easy way out, and you turned your back on it. You chose the hard road of integrity over the easy road of compromise. You chose to be lonely rather than be with someone who disrespected your spirit. You chose to struggle financially for a season rather than make money in a way that felt wrong. Do you understand how dangerous that makes you? Most people have a price. Most people will sell their values if the check is big enough, or the loneliness is deep enough. But you proved that you cannot be bought. This terrified the enemy more than your prayers ever could. A human who cannot be bought is a human who cannot be controlled. You showed him that your loyalty to the light is stronger than your desire for comfort. The devil realized in that moment that he had no leverage over you. He couldn't scare you into submission, and he couldn't bribe you into corruption. You left him with empty hands. You passed the hardest test of all, proving that your character is authentic. But since he couldn't buy you, he decided to attack your identity by making you believe a lie about your family. He tried to convince you that you were the problem child. Growing up, you likely felt like the odd one out in your own family. You were the black sheep. You were the one who didn't fit the mold, the one who asked too many questions, or the one who refused to go along with the family secrets. They might have called you rebellious, difficult, or overly sensitive. They made you feel like you were the problem. You spent years trying to fix yourself, trying to twist yourself into a shape that would finally make them accept you. But I am here to expose the lie that has been hanging over your head since childhood. You were never the black sheep. That was a label they gave you because your light exposed their darkness. The truth is, you are the chain breaker. Every family line is a flow of history, habits, traumas, and spiritual burdens that get passed down from parent to child, like a baton in a relay race. The addiction, the anger, the poverty mindset, the divorce, the secrets, these are generational curses. For generations, your ancestors blindly accepted these burdens. They passed the pain down because they didn't know how to heal it. Then you were born. From a young age, you looked at the dysfunction in your family and said, "This is not right." You were the first one in your lineage to possess the spiritual courage to say, "It ends with me." You refused to inherit the bitterness. You refused to normalize the abuse. You went to therapy, you prayed, you broke the patterns. This is why the atmosphere of family gatherings can feel so tense. The demons that have ruled your bloodline for centuries are terrified of you. They look at you and see a firewall. They know that the toxicity they have fed on for generations stops at your doorstep. You are the dam that holds back the flood of trauma from reaching the next generation. Your mission is far greater than just your own happiness. You are cleaning your bloodline. You are doing the heavy lifting for those who came before you and those who will come after you. Your ancestors are watching, and the unborn generations are cheering for you. You are the pivot point in your family's history. The curse stops here. The blessing starts here. So, wear that black sheep title with pride, because in the spiritual realm, it translates to the chosen one. You didn't lose a family, you outgrew a cage. Now that you understand your role in your family, you need to learn the most effective weapon to protect your new path, the weapon of silence. I want you to send a message to your bloodline and the spirits of your ancestors. Type 444 if you agree that the trauma, the poverty, and the dysfunction stop with you today. You have identified the enemy, and you have accepted your role as the chain breaker. Now, I need to give you the most important strategic advice for your survival and success. You have a habit that is getting you into trouble. You get excited about a new idea, a new job, or a spiritual breakthrough, and the first thing you do is tell someone. You post it on social media. You call a friend. You announce it at the dinner table. Stop it. Stop telling your big dreams to small minds. You need to understand a critical rule of spiritual warfare. The devil attacks what you speak. When you broadcast your next move, you are handing the enemy the blueprints to sabotage you. You are literally arming your enemies with the information they need to block your path. Have you ever noticed that the moment you speak about a plan, it suddenly falls apart? That is not a coincidence. That is a counterattack. You need to learn the art of silent revenge. The best way to defeat the forces monitoring you is to become invisible to their radar. If they don't know what you are doing, they cannot stop you. If they don't know where you are going, they cannot set a trap. Silence confuses the enemy. It makes them nervous because they can't predict your next move. From this day forward, I want you to move in the shadows. Build the business in silence. Heal your trauma in silence. Work on your marriage in silence. Let them think you are doing nothing. Let them think you are stagnant. Let them underestimate you. While they are busy gossiping about how stuck you are, you will be stacking your wins in private. This is how you fight back. You don't fight with arguments. You fight with results. Let your success be the noise. Imagine the shock on their faces when you suddenly emerge with the victory they didn't even know you were fighting for. That is true power. So, zip your lip. Guard your vision. Your dreams are fragile seeds. They need the darkness of the soil to grow before they can handle the light of the sun. Keep your mystery. When you move in silence, you move in the spirit. And when you move in the spirit, you become unstoppable. But even with this strategy, you cannot fight this battle entirely on your own. You need backup, and fortunately, you have an entire army waiting for your command. Wait, stop right here. If you are still watching this deep into the message and you haven't subscribed yet, you need to ask yourself, what is holding you back? Is it doubt? Is it a fear of truly stepping into your calling? God led you to this specific video for a reason. Do not reject the hand that is reaching out to pull you up. This isn't just an algorithm. This is an assignment. Subscribe now so you don't cut yourself off from the voice that reminds you of who you truly are when the world tries to break you. You have felt exhausted lately, haven't you? You feel like you've been fighting in a boxing ring for 12 rounds with no cornerman, no water, and no rest. You look at your scars and you think, I am doing this all by myself. You think your suffering has gone unnoticed. You think the enemy has been getting free hits on you while heaven stayed silent. But you are wrong. The devil made a critical miscalculation. What the devil didn't know is that every time he tested you, God was recording. Every single time the enemy tried to trip you, God was taking notes. Every tear you cried on your pillow at 3 a.m. was collected. Every time you were mocked, betrayed, or cheated, it was documented in the courts of heaven. The enemy thought he was attacking you in the dark, but he was actually building the evidence for his own sentencing. God wasn't ignoring you. He was building a case. And now, the verdict is in. You need to understand that you are not walking through this life unprotected. You have celestial backup. Because your assignment is so high, your security detail is heavy. You don't just have a generic guardian angel. You have warrior angels assigned to your specific bloodline. If God were to peel back the curtain of the physical world right now and let you see into the spiritual realm, you would fall to your knees. You would see that your room is not empty. Standing right behind you right now are towering figures of light. They are standing with swords drawn, facing outward, guarding your soul. When you walk into dangerous places, they walk in first. When you sleep, they stand watch. You have never been alone. Not for a single second. The reason you are still alive, despite all the accidents, the sickness, and the attacks, is because this invisible army has been blocking death on your behalf. So, I need you to make a shift in your mind today. Stop trying to fight the devil with your own hands. You are tired because you are trying to fight a spiritual battle with physical energy. You cannot defeat a demon with logic or money or arguments. You defeat him by stepping back and letting your big brother step in. The battle is the Lord's. The moment you stood up to face the darkness, heaven stood up with you. You are not a soldier on the front lines without a commander. You are a child of the king, and the king protects his own. The next time you feel overwhelmed, just whisper, God, I tag you in. Step back and watch what happens when the creator of the universe defends his child. You have the ultimate backup, and because you have this backup, you can finally embrace your true identity, not as a survivor, but as a warrior. Now that you know you have a celestial army backing you up, it is time to change the way you look in the mirror. For too long, you have walked with your head down, carrying the heavy label of a victim. You have defined yourself by what was done to you. You have defined yourself by the abuse, the abandonment, and the failures. You see yourself as a damaged person trying to survive in a cruel world. But today, that identity dies. Let me tell you something that will change everything you thought you knew about yourself. You are not a victim. You are a divine warrior. There is a massive difference between a survivor and a warrior. A survivor just wants to make it out alive. A survivor is constantly running from the fire. But a warrior walks through the fire and comes out carrying buckets of water for everyone else. A warrior doesn't just endure the pain. They use the pain as fuel. You need to understand that your life didn't happen to you by accident. You were chosen for this specific mission before you were even born. God didn't look at you and say, I will give them an easy life. No, he looked at your spirit and said, I will give them a consequential life. He knew you had the spiritual density to handle heavy burdens. He trusted you with trauma that would have crushed anyone else. Those scars you try to hide? Stop being ashamed of them. In the physical world, scars are seen as ugly, but in the spiritual world, scars are war medals. They are proof that you fought the beast and won. When you get to heaven, you won't be judged by your trophies or your bank account. You will be recognized by your scars. They are the evidence of your rank. You often ask God, "Why did you put me in such a dark family? Why do I work in such a toxic environment? Why is my city so chaotic?" Here is the answer. You are a lighthouse. Think about where lighthouses are built. They are not built in safe, calm harbors where the water is glass. They are built on jagged rocks, right in the middle of the most violent storms. They are built where the darkness is thickest because that is where the light is needed most. You were planted in that dark family because you carried the light to expose their secrets. You are in that difficult job because you are the salt that preserves the place. You are not there to be comfortable. You are there to be a guide for others who are lost in the storm. So, stop praying for an easier life. Stop asking God to turn off the storm. Instead, stand tall, straighten your back, accept your position. You were built for the storm. You are the dangerous one. The devil trembles because he knows that if you ever realize who you truly are, his game is over. You are a warrior of the light, and it is time you started walking like one. And now, we reach the end game. The devil knows he is lost. I want you to look back at the battlefield of your life for a moment. Think about the intensity of the attacks you faced over the last few years, the sudden sickness, the unexpected debt, the betrayal by people you loved. It felt like an endless bombardment, didn't it? It felt like you were taking fire from every direction. But here is the reality. The devil has used all his ammunition. He has fired every bullet he had. He tried to take your mind, and he failed. He tried to steal your joy, and he failed. He tried to kill your hope, and he failed. His chamber is empty. He has nothing left to throw at you. But look at you. You are still standing. You are scarred, yes. You are tired, yes. But you are still standing. You are still believing. You are still holding on to God. That simply means you won. The fact that you are watching this video right now is the ultimate victory flag waving over your life. This is where the dynamic flips completely. For years, you felt like the prey. You felt like you were running from a predator, constantly looking over your shoulder. But now, the hunter has become the hunted. You are no longer running from the darkness. The darkness is running from you. From this moment forward, when your feet hit the floor in the morning, the atmosphere will shift not because you are afraid, but because you are in charge. You are now the one making the darkness tremble. You are walking in authority. The demons that used to torment you are now terrified that you will open your mouth and speak the word, because they know your words carry weight now. Because you withstood the fire, you are about to inherit the gold. I am speaking this into your spirit right now. You have passed the spiritual test. The heavy resistance you felt was just the pressure before the pop. Get ready. Within the next 3 to 7 days, you are going to see a tangible shift. I'm talking about a breakthrough that you didn't see coming. It might be a phone call you've been waiting for, a financial door opening that was locked for years, or a sudden release of peace in your home. The spiritual blockade has been broken. The enemy is in retreat. You have survived the night, and your morning has finally arrived. We have exposed the enemy's tactics, and we have declared your victory. But we cannot leave this moment open. We must seal this word in the spirit so the enemy cannot steal it. The moment you click away, I want you to receive this prayer as a spiritual covering over your life right now. Father, I pray for the person listening to my voice. I decree a circle of fire around their home that no demon can cross. I speak protection over their finances. Where there was lack, let there be overflow. Unlock the resources that have been held up. I speak healing over their body. Repair what the stress is broken. Restore their sleep. I declare that every curse spoken against their last name is broken right now. Let their children walk in favor, and let their enemies be at peace with them. If you are ready to walk in this new power, do not leave this video without declaring your victory. You need to put your signature on this decree. I want you to like this video right now. Do not just see it as a button, see it as a signal. Every like is a signal to the enemy that you are not afraid and you are united with this message. And finally, I want you to prophesy your future in the comments. Don't just watch, participate. Type the words, I am the storm. By typing this, you are agreeing that the victim mindset is dead and the warrior has risen. Seal your destiny today. You are chosen, you are protected, and you are dangerous. Go and be the light. Before you go, look at how far you've come. You watched this entire message because your spirit was starving for truth. That tells me you are ready for what comes next. Don't treat this like a random clip you just swipe away. This is part of your journey. Subscribe now. It costs you nothing, but missing your next breakthrough could cost you everything. Join the family. Your destiny is waiting in the next video.